Your nervous system is always speaking. Sometimes it's soft, other times it's on alert. Take a breath and notice what's present in your body right now without jumping in to fix it. In this tarot reading, we'll explore patterns and messages that your nervous system might be sending. You have 3 piles to choose from today. Choose one or all 3. And if you want a deeper dive into your message today, tell me the pile that you chose in the comments and I'll do a special collective reading for the group that gets the most comments. Let this be a space to reflect, feel, and reconnect with what you already know. These messages aren't here to define your experience or your future. They're here to help you access possibility. Take what resonates, let the rest go. Let's get into your messages. Hello, my Soul Path 1. Welcome into your reading. You chose the Growth card. Now, your nervous system may be suggesting or showing you the edge of your growth. And what's happening with your nervous system right now could be encouraging you to grow through it or beyond it in some measure. So there's something about seeing it in that perspective, seeing in that light, so that it doesn't stifle or stagnate your growth in any way. Let's see what the tarot has to say about that. But also, let's just open up to receive whatever message wants to come through today. And if you missed the note in the intro, if you'd like a deeper dive into your message, then comment with Soul Path 1, and I will do a special collective reading for the group that gets the most votes or the most comments. So we're just going to pull 3 cards and look at the card under the deck for underlying energy or the shadow. And settle in to receive your messages. Okay, so we have the High Priestess in the position of your current energy state. I feel like there's something about a quiet knowing here, and that could be your nervous system telling you something intuitively. So I feel that a lot of you here could be very sensitive to other people's energies. You could be psychic. You could just simply be very connected to your inner world or spirit guides, spirit teams, something on a psychic nature or spiritual nature. So I feel your nervous system is either being activated, maybe it's being triggered, but also there is a state of knowingness that your nervous system is trying to bring forth. And it's almost as if I don't have to tell you this because you already know. Your intuition already knows what's happening, why it's happening, why there's certain responses happening, why there's certain activations within the body. This almost feels like a clairvoyance of some kind or some kind of clair sensation that's coming through when you're in a certain situation or around a certain person. Maybe that's something that you're learning to hone. So what happens if you stay in this state of knowing and maybe not doing anything about it? The Queen of Swords in the upright here. I feel like if you don't do anything with that, it's simply just knowledge and information that you can receive. There's nothing that's necessarily going to happen. There's nothing that feels like it's at risk here. It's just simply to notice, observe, absorb information, to use your senses as a way to collect more information, to make more discerning decisions, to create clearer boundaries for what it is you need or desire. So I feel like this is going to help you grow in new ways and even expand in some area of life. So if anxiety is a thing for you, then maybe by understanding these clairs, these sensations that come up, you can learn to work with them or understand what to do to work around them or manage them. And so this is knowledge. The queen is someone who makes sense of information and sort of collects as much information as she can to bring all of it to the king so that the king can then take action and make appropriate decisions based on the information given. So there's something about clarity, more clarity that you will gain from it through this process of gathering, understanding. So where could this energy lead if you engaged with it? And this is your guidance card, the Six of Swords in reverse. I feel like it's going to help you avoid a lot of situations that are maybe chaotic or activate your nervous system, activate your anxiety, maybe put you in situations that are stressful. I feel that by heeding that intuition and listening to that nervous system a little more, it's going to help you be more discerning and blocking you from getting into troubled waters or getting into situations that are stressful. So I feel like if you stay, it's simply a collection of information and knowledge, but not really doing anything with it. And if you engage with it, it could lead you to understand areas of your life where certain things need to change, where there is chaos that is triggering that maybe you need to avoid. It's also going to help you see where there's stagnancy, where you're unable to grow or move forward, to see progress in some area of your life. And that also speaks to the Chariot in reverse, which is the underlying shadow card. And the Chariot in reverse is stagnancy or remaining in situations that either are challenging or stressful or triggering in some way. And again, not seeing any movement, not seeing any progress, not seeing any growth. So this is suggesting that there is an area of life, maybe multiple areas of life. This could also be within the subconscious, within the mind as well, that needs some attention or needs to be addressed or simply just listened to and understood so that you can start to see progress, so that you can be clear about what spaces you show up in, what people you connect in with, whether you're honoring that intuitive knowing without having to explain or justify it, and avoiding the spaces that will hold you back or dysregulate you in some way, as much as possible. So that's today's reflection, my dear Soul Path 1. Subscribe if you'd like to continue exploring these messages with me. And remember, you're not here waiting for your future. You're here right now, creating it. I'll see you in the next video. Hello, Soul Path 2, and those who chose the Patience card. Who chooses the Patience card? We all seem to dislike that word, patience. But I almost wonder if there is a patience that might need to be fostered when it comes to your nervous system or your responses to things. There's also this sense of freezing, so there could be an element of freeze with your response in terms of fight, flight, or freeze. So there's this stillness, there's this maybe stagnancy or frozen state that you might get in, and maybe you're currently stuck in. So I feel patience is going to be really key with that expression, or I should say response Interesting that I said expression. Maybe there's something you have to express. So we're going to get a few cards on the table. And if you want a deeper dive into your message today, tell me that you chose Soul Path 2 in the comments. And whatever Soul Path gets the most votes or the most comments, I'll do a special collective reading for that group. So let's get into the message for Soul Path 2 regarding their nervous system. Current energy state. We're going to get 3 cards out and then speak about them. 2 more. Okay. So first, let's talk about the shadow, which is the card on the underside of the deck. This is the unseen energy that could possibly be influencing you at this time or in relation to the nervous system. We have the Temperance in reverse. And that can speak to a couple of things. It's about moderation and balance. So with it being in reverse, there's almost an obsessiveness to work through something, to get something right, to get to the destination. And that can bring up, funnily enough, impatience. Because when we're rushing to a goal, when we're rushing to get to a certain state, to feel a different way, there's an obsessiveness that happens, there's an impatience, and we almost skip steps in that process. So the alchemy can't really happen because we're not giving ourselves the time, the energy, the space to be able to integrate what we're learning along the way. Now, this could be finding ways to moderate something, finding ways to rebalance, especially if there is an obsessiveness or if there's an activation of going. So what's interesting is that with this patience card, I got a sense of freeze. So maybe that's part of your guidance. If you're feeling like you're moving and you can't stop, you won't stop, you feel like there's an underlying fear in doing so, then freezing could be that opposite end of that polarity to help manage something or bring balance back into some area of your life. Temperance can also be about peace and healing. But in the reverse, it's not feeling a sense of inner peace or not feeling like you can heal from something. So there could be this feeling like you need to fix or change or find ways to heal. And maybe there's multiple modalities that you are moving on, that you are trying out. And maybe it's not working in the way that you would like, but you keep trying, you keep doing things, and that effort is commendable. But maybe it's not about finding that golden answer. Maybe it's about waiting for the answer to find you. And I'm saying that before I look at any of these cards. So keep that in mind and let's see how that weaves into this message here. 8 of Swords in reverse is your current energy state. Now, the 8 of Swords. What's interesting is that I'm trying to recall the Rider-Waite-Smith version. And for some reason, there was a blank. I was drawing a blank for a good 10 seconds there. I now have it in my mind's eye. So the 8 of Swords, it is about feeling stuck or self-limiting beliefs. And we feel like there's no other choice or no other option. Maybe that's how you're feeling. In the reverse, I almost feel like there's a release of that. So maybe there's a sense of freedom from something. Maybe there's a sense of moving through mental patterns, or maybe discovering some mental patterns here that you have released yourself from. So again, I almost wonder if there's anything that needs to be done. I feel like the people in this group are maybe trying to find answers and trying to find methodologies to find freedom, maybe to find a sense of peace, and that's not happening. But maybe it's not about doing anything at all. Maybe it's just about allowing. And maybe that in itself is a pattern. Feeling like you're constantly stuck, no matter what you do, no matter what you try, or maybe a fear of being stuck. So you keep moving, you keep trying things. In the position of what happens if you stay in this state with the Six of Cups in reverse. The Six of Cups in reverse is a nostalgia card, but it's also about childhood joy and being in that state of joy and pleasure and playfulness. And we see that with the seals. They're just having the best time. And I almost wonder if there is a lack of joy if you continue to fix whatever it is that you're trying to fix here. And I almost wonder if it's not a cognitive thing. You know, for example, if we're trying to release certain mental patterns or habits, maybe it's not in the mind at all. Maybe we're looking in the wrong place. Maybe it's about engaging with play and opening the heart up, feeling a little bit more. So if you stay in this state of maybe perpetually and consistently, constantly relieve something, you stay in a state of not really finding the joy in life, not really feeling like you have the time, energy, the space to be playful. Maybe there's a guilt that comes with that. It's almost as if there's some kind of childhood pattern playing out where, and using this as just an example, you have to do your homework and your chores before you can go out and play. So this is almost the sense of homework and chores before you can go out and really enjoy life, enjoy the things that you love to do. And if you engage with this energy of maybe releasing this idea that you have to get unstuck, you have to move forward. And maybe that's the case, where you do have to move forward, but maybe not in this moment, and maybe not in the way that you have tried to in the past, especially if it hasn't worked. Where you can engage with this energy, and where would it lead if you engaged with it, is the Knight of Cups. There's your movement, but look, it's movement with the heart. Movement with a sense of playfulness. We have the cup in the upright position. It is moving through the emotional realm, navigating the emotional realm. Knights are about movement, cups are about emotion. And so again, I'm coming back to that energy of, I don't think the challenge that you're facing is in the mind. It might feel that way, and it might seem that way, but the modality or the way to navigate it isn't to fix the thoughts, isn't to fix the patterns necessarily. It is to reconnect with the heart, to reinstate a sense of playfulness and joy, to even move with the heart. What is your heart telling you to do? Where is it inspiring you to move? Almost getting into that heart space more than the mind. Maybe to find that balance again. So that is today's reflection, my dear Soul Path 2. Subscribe if you'd like to continue exploring these messages with me. And remember, you're not here waiting for your future. You're here right now, creating it. I'll see you in the next video. Hello, my dear Soul Path 3. Welcome into your reading. You chose the Body card. And I almost wonder if your nervous system is asking you to work on the body, and meaning getting into your body somatically. There could be some meditation practices, some yoga practices, somatic movement, something to do with working with the energy body within the physical body to help ground you. And this also might help balance maybe some of the sensations that come up when you are triggered or when you're feeling a little bit dysregulated. And if you'd like a deeper dive into your message today, tell me that you chose Soul Path 3 in the comments. And whichever soul path gets the most votes or most comments, I will do a special collective reading for that group. Let's see what your cards have to say. Let's get your current energy state for Soul Path 3. Let's get a couple more cards out on the table and then talk about it. Okay. So let's talk about the shadow card first. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. This can be about a rejection or a block to moving forward, a block to seeing progress or movement forward, positive movement forward, inspiring movement forward, a manifestation blockage as well. Just unable to see movement. This is very Mercury retrograde energy, and I am recording this during the Mercury retrograde shadow. And so your shadow, the underlying energy of this reading, could be about feeling blocked. And again, coming back to the body, this could be something within the body that feels blocked, within the chakra system that feels blocked, and you are unable to see momentum, movement, progress. And maybe you're lacking motivation as well. Maybe you're feeling really drab. And there could be a reason for that. We're looking at the Ten of Wands here. Now, Ten of Wands is, in this particular depiction, the Wands is behind them, behind this dragon. And in front of them is a beautiful castle. So this almost feels like the effort and reward is balanced. So this is going to be an inquiry for you about your current energy state. Are you feeling exhaustive from what efforts and energy you've put forth? And are you feeling frustrated with the amount of progress you've made? Is progress actually being made at this time? Or maybe the results that you're getting aren't aligning with your expectations. So your nervous system could be really fatigued right now. It could be asking you to slow down and to recover so that you can get to the reward that you are looking to achieve. Ten of Wands can also be about taking on way too much, not only just for yourself, but from others as well. So taking on more responsibility than you have the energy for, which could be part of that block. So learning how to delegate might be helpful to relieve your nervous system a little bit. But I would check in just to see the physical sensation of what's happening in your body right now. Are you feeling like you could nap for weeks? Are you feeling drained? Now, I will say, if there is anything that has been showing up consistently for a long time, I would definitely recommend seeing a doctor for that to make sure that everything is functioning properly and that everything is healthy. But outside of that, if your body is saying, stop, I've had enough, slow down, that's time to listen to it. Because if you push beyond that, you could get to burnout. You could end up hurting yourself, or simply not have the energy to attain or achieve the goal that you have set out for yourself here. Now, what happens if you stay in this state of pushing forward even when your body or something is blocking your way? Even when you're having setbacks or hang-ups or rejections, if you keep pushing, you may end up losing a lot of confidence and may start to doubt yourself with the sun in reverse here. Now, the sun in reverse is, positive card, even in the reverse position, but it's dimmer. So your motivation might wane, your confidence might start to get chipped away at because you keep pushing and doing the work and I'm doing everything right, but nothing's happening. And then so it becomes an internalized, what am I doing wrong? And we don't want to go there. It just may be a timing thing. It may not be the right opportunity, or simply just the stars haven't aligned quite yet. Or certain other things need to happen before that next thing happens. So it's moving with the ebbs and flows of the process, but also listening to your body. And also inquire as to why you may not have listened before. Why do you feel the need to push, to force, to move? There could be a valid reason, but let's look beyond the valid reasons and to see what lies underneath. Is it the correct opportunity? Are you moving in the right direction? Do you feel aligned? Are you doing it from a place of heart or obligation? So a few questions for you to consider there. So where could this energy lead if you engaged with it? So if you listened and took a pause, we have the Three of Cups in reverse. It's about networks, connections, friendships, neighbors, anything beyond ourselves and our most intimate relationships. You may start to realize that you've spread yourself too thin, and that if you do engage with this energy, you might retreat from certain social engagements or social commitments so that you can recover. I just feel like you've been a really busy person. So this is kind of connecting in with your solitude. And that might be a fearful thing. You might fear missing out. But I think the stronger message that's coming through is that solitude message of stepping away from certain engagements. Maybe you start to realize that you don't need to be everywhere all at once. You don't need to be everything to everyone, because your own commitment to self is just as important as your commitments to other things and the responsibilities that you carry on a day-to-day basis for other people, quite possibly. And that is today's reflection, my dear Soul Path 3. Subscribe if you'd like to continue exploring these messages with me. And remember, you're not here waiting for your future. You're here right now, creating it. I'll see you in the next video.